Yeah, hello friend. Good morning, good evening. I hope everyone is fine. Okay, and everyone was enjoyed my last video, whatever I was explained in Informatica performance tuning. So the main intention to explain everything, right, so that everyone can understand what is the performance tuning. Because don't go like it's a very difficult topic, right? So that's what I am just distributing each topic in a smart piece so that you can start and learning from the beginning, right? If you remember, I was explained in last session. uh, if you remember uh, if you remember, I was explained in last session that was bottleneck, right? So how the bottleneck you need to identify. So that bottleneck we identify, right? The total five level I was explained, right? Target, source mapping, and session and system, right? So today I'm going to explain in detail level so that whatever the session is right inside the session log, right? There which point we need to go and identify. So that's what the today topic is thread statics. Thread statics means what is the actual thread happened when any performance issue came, right? So that's what my intention why these threats came and when its threats occurs. Okay, so these things I will explain in this slide so that you can understand. And once this everything is completed, I will explain in technical also so that you are aware like how this log will generate it, right? Suppose if anything happen like in performance tuning in terms of performance tuning. So come in with slides now. Okay. So yeah, I'm going on uh, slides. Okay. So going on next. 1 second. So the thread, uh, so yeah, so main topic is using thread statics, right? Suppose what is the thread statics? So using this thread statics, we can start thinking, right? What is the actual uh, things, right? We can choose. So I just try to explain. You can use this thread statics, right? So that statics in the session log, right? How to identify this thread like? You can go in session log and a session log to identify source, target, or transformation, right? So bottleneck. So by default, the so if you notice, right, by default, the integration service is nothing. That is the our process, right? Informatica, any job was executed, that is the main work for IS. Okay, integration services. We uses one reader thread, one transformation thread, and one writer thread. Understood? So to process a session, so if you remember, one reader, one transformation, and one writer, right? In session, the thread with the highest BG. Suppose any thread, any of the three thread, anyone is found the highest BG percentage, then the bottleneck in this session. So you just say, oh, this is the bottleneck in this session. Okay, the session log. Next topic, session log provide the following thread. Which type of like run amount, how much run amount of time the thread, ideal time, amount of the time the thread is ideal, like ideal means is done, right? It's wait, and it include the time the thread waits for other thread, right? The processing within the application, correct? So ideal time included like the time the thread is blocked by the integration service, correct? So, the not the time thread is blocked by the integration service, but the operating services. Okay. So you need to understood the process, right? So I'm coming on next slide so that you guys are understand. So you understand like there is 2 points, ideal and runtime. So next point is BG time. So BG time is nothing else. This is the percentage of runtime, right? So percentage of runtime, whatever the percentage were executed, the thread is by according to the following formula. The formula is what? Suppose any interviewer was like how to read that things, like how to identify the bottleneck. You need to go in session log and just check if any thread like showing this kind of scenario like run time, idle time, or busy time, and then you can write some formula like if you calculate the busy time, right? The run time minus idle time, right? The first one minus second one, right? Divided by run time multiplied by 100. So this is the formula for the BG time, right? So you can ignore if high BG percentage. Suppose if BG percentage is high, right? Then when the total runtime is short, suppose your total runtime is very short, such as under 60 seconds, this doesn't necessarily to indicate a bottleneck, correct? So next topic is thread work time. What will be the thread work time? The percentage of the time the integration service takes, right, to process each transformation, correct? Process each transformations in a thread, the session log show the following transfer information. What type of information session log say? Like in breakdown, there is the transformation. Suppose any transformation you where usage inside your mapping, like expression, aggregator, router, rank, right? Any of the transaction code, whatever. So that transformation you can view here, correct? So the number percentage transformation like that. Okay. So you can read these things. So I'm coming to next thing. So if a transformation takes a small amount of time, suppose if any of the transformation taking small amount of the time, the session log doesn't include it. Okay. If thread doesn't have accurate statics, correct? Suppose if any thread doesn't accurate static because the session ran for a short period of time. Okay, so the session log report that the statics are not accurate, correct? So that's what this is the main things. So now next topic I will explain like how to eliminate the bottleneck, right, based on the thread statics. Okay. So this is the formula when what I am going to explain. So how to eliminate bottleneck based on the thread static, because thread static is based on the runtime, ideal time and busy time. Busy time you can calculate via the some formula, right? Once formula is very late, like I already explained, like if you below the 60 seconds, you can ignore. But yeah, if high, then you can proceed for the identify the bottleneck, then you can start the fixing. So here is just how to eliminate, right? So the complete following task, how to eliminate, this is the thread static. If the reader, suppose if the reader or writer thread is 100% busy, right? Fully busy, the consider using string data type in the source or target port, non-string port require more processing, right? If a transformation thread is 100% busy, consider adding a partitions point in the segment. Okay, when you add partition point to the mapping, the integration service increase the number of transformation threads, right? It uses for the session, correct? However, if the machine is already running at or near full capacity, do not add more thread. Understood? However, if the machine is already running at near full capacity, suppose your CPU, everything utilization is very completely right. So don't add more thread. Correct? Otherwise, your system again will be slow. So performance will involve for everything, your machine, your system, your server utilization, right? And whatever you are going to use the logic, right, your and how much data you are processing. Okay, so everything consider, and even a network thread also. Suppose your server belongs to different server, right, and if you're transferring data to one server to other server, that their side also is falling issue, right? So then you need to conclude everything, then you can proceed your points. Okay? If one transformation require more processing time than other, then consider adding a pass-through partition. Right? There is multiple partitions through guys, multiple things. So I will explain that part also in detail. But here you can just understand, suppose any of the transformation, right, require more processing time, right? You have multiple pipeline you're there, right? So any of the transformation require more process time, then their side you need to add which partition? Pass through partition, correct? Point to the transformation, because sometimes interviewer asks like which partition is capable with that transformation, right? So everything depends on situation, right? Whatever the situation there, you need to use, because multiple, yeah, suppose you are going in doctor, right? So doctor is not going doctor given to all medicine to every patient, right? So similar process here, everything you have, but you can provide as per your requirement, you can use as per your requirement, so that you can provide the best solution, right? So yeah, going on next slides, here is some example, right? How the session log will generated and how will be looks like. This is the theme here. When you run a session, right, and the log list information and thread static similar, right? So this is the following information: run info for target load. Okay, this is the group. Can say there the thread reader. I was explaining reader transformation level, right? And next will be show the writer. Here is all information will show, right? At reader level, if you notice here, total run time, idle time, and the BG percentage. The percentage I will explain the formula, but here is already calculated the percentage based on the formula. But see what I was explaining, you need to just understand how the BG percentage was calculated. That was my intention to explain in previous slide. Okay. So now the thread, this is the transformation thread. Here is the created for the transformation stage for partition point. Here is the some information about your qualifier, right? Their runtime, total BG ideal time, and BG percentage time. Correct. So these all are about the your session log, how to go in session log side, and where you need to identify the thread statics, right? So how to read. So better you can just identify like ideal runtime or BG times kind of keyword is already written in session. Then you understand like somewhere is something is happening, right? So then you can start. Identify, start analyzing, so that you can identify the where is actually bottleneck what happened inside the mapping, correct? So this is all about the thread statics. So how we can start identify by using the thread statics, how to read the session, right? So session log, you can identify these kind of information will be available, right? So you can read that information and read that information inside your mapping, right? And start thing like if you go in any session log, right? Session, you understand like how to, these are the information. Okay, every session, not every session, you can say where is actually performance issue has happened, then this information will came. So you understand here, if you notice like thread readers. So thread reader is here, thread transformation, writer also, but here it's writer part was not captured here. But yeah, the format I was explained. So and yeah, this information will there everywhere. So you need to read everything so that you can understand, right? This one already I was explained, right? Formula how to percentage was calculated. Yeah, these one is showing the display. Suppose how the start you can go for fixing where is actually problems. This is the problem. Suppose your BG percentage is very high, kind of this, right? So you need to start thinking, right, where is actually issue. So that's what you need to just check all point in your mapping where is actually happen. So you can start the fixing your bottleneck, right? So these all are about the your thread statics. I just quickly summarize whatever I was explained in past I was explaining bottleneck, right? Today I was explaining the thread static. Thread statics I was distributed in three part, right? Right. Reader, thread, and transformation, and writer thread, and all are equally distributed like three part: runtime, idle time, and BG percentage. Okay, so the BG percent was already given the some formula how to calculate the BG percentage. If the percentage was greater like is percentage came like minimal 60 below 60, right? So you can ignore and continue, right? But yeah, that's go in 99 100% BG, right? So you need to look on that part and start investigating what happened inside your and when you start investigating, you need to check all every point, right? So that you can understand. So, next topic, I will explain some level of bottleneck. Right? Suppose if any bottleneck happen at mapping level, if any bottleneck happen is source level, right? And if any bottleneck happen on the target level, that part I will try to explain. And after that, just the main intention so that I can explain in detail every third thing so that everyone can understand in easy language with free, because here everything I was explaining as a free of cost. There is no limitation. You can just watch, share, like every, right, so that I can take your advantage, like I can create more video so that everyone can take the knowledge and enjoy his life. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Okay, so yeah, just keep watching and just share, like to everyone, your colleague, and if any question you can drop message in chat box, so I will try to explain. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching.